What's up, guys? It's No Life back again. I just wanted to dive a little deeper into the use of double drop generals. I was having a discussion with some folks in my alliance. My last video about it was more about joining rallies, but for double drop generals, you can get them from the tavern, no problem at all. But like I was saying in the other video, Sonata and Spartacus are your best two main generals for running rallies and joining rallies, and that's because of double drop. So all of my double drop generals all have the Courageous Dragon Ring, because it supplies 28% double drop, and the one I use the most also has Bird of Hurricane, because Bird of Hurricane supplies an extra 15% double drop, and the more that you enhance Bird of Hurricane, the higher that goes. I just decided to save it for my other spiritual beasts. But for your main rally general, you don't want to have luck. In my last video I had, I think, luck on Sonata or Spartacus. I've since changed that because I was using Nathaniel Green as my assistant general to save on stamina, but because this resource consumption event just happened, I got an influx of stamina, so I'd rather just focus on double drops mainly. But for your main double drop generals, you definitely have to have the Courageous Dragon Ring to get the best out of it, and then the best technical assistant you could use for double drops is Theodora with luck, because she supplies 28% when you have luck on Theodora, because her base attribute gives 10% and luck gives an additional 18%, so that's a total of 28% double drop. Next on the list would be Babers as an assistant, because he gives 25% without any type of additional skill books. But as far as main general goes, you typically want to use Sonata or Spartacus as your main generals to join rallies and for double drop, simply because, so like Spartacus, if you're running rallies, he gives 75% march speed towards monsters, which is massive. So if you are the one running a lot of rallies, he is a really great choice. If you're joining rallies, that doesn't take place, because the march speed to monsters only applies to the rally runner. But Spartacus, he gives a total of 10% stamina reduction as well as an extra 10% drop rate from monsters. So just between his ability and the ring, you're looking at 38%. So if you team Spartacus up with Theodora, with her 28%, you're getting, what, 38 plus 28, that's what, 66% drop rate on your generals. Now, if you're running a crap ton of rallies, Spartacus, you would probably want to have like 5 or 6 Spartacuses. If you're the main one running rallies. Because we all kind of share rallies, Sonata is a great choice because his skill book down here, or his specialty, he gives a 15% reduction of the monster's attack. So if you have somebody in your alliance that's wanting to test on a monster, to test their ability to kill, you add Sonata in there, and that's minus 15. If you add 3 or 4 more Sonatas with a maxed out first specialty, you're dropping that monster's attack by 50%. But so that is the main point of the video, is double drops. Another bonus that you could add to your generals, which is what I have, if you have the auto rally card, you want to add a king's spear and the king's boots. So the reason for these two items is if 2 items out of this set, you get an additional 15% on your march speed, which is pretty good. Why not get extra march speed when you can? Because you can also refine these items for additional march speed, which is very nice. So I run a lot of rallies, so I tend to do a blend between march speed to monsters and march speed. So march speed to monsters applies if I'm running the rally, and regular march speed applies to both if I'm running the rally, or if someone else is, I get a faster return speed, so I don't miss any rallies, right? Because you want to run rallies pretty quick, and you don't want to miss any of them, especially when it comes to Agalope or Ymir, right? And so you can see I haven't gone crazy on the refines, just because gems and gold are important, and I don't want to waste them all on my double drop generals. So yeah, I get this isn't a very well put together video, but Spartacus and Sonata, you definitely want to run those as your main rally generals, and then Theodora would be the second best, or the first best assistant general. Assistant generals, you don't want to run gear, because gear doesn't become applied on your assistant general, so it takes no effect on the rally, so that would just be a waste of materials. But so Spartacus and Sonatas, you want to have about 4 to 5 of them, and you want to try to 3-star them if you can. I'm still working on this Spartacus to get him 3-starred. I'm just not going crazy trying to get it. I need to add boots to them, but I ran out of the scrolls, so I'm just waiting on more scrolls as well. But so Spartacus and Sonatas, you want a bunch of those. Cleopatra, she's decent if you don't have Theodora or Babers, but so she out the gate gives 20% drop rate from monsters, but because her drop rate from monsters is higher than what the luck skill book gives, it will just gray out, or I don't even think it'll let you apply the luck skill book. Yeah, so the general already has a skill at a higher level. So she's stuck at 20%. Babers is stuck at 25%. But if you put luck on Theodora, it does not gray out, and you get 28% total drop rate. And I could show you that here, that it doesn't gray out. Let me find a monster real quick. Here we go. Attack. We'll do Spartacus and Theodora, and you can see that it doesn't gray out. This one grays out, but that's just because I already have that skill book on Spartacus. Yeah, so that's just a really effective way of running your double drop generals. That's my recommendation. You don't have to do it that way, but I definitely have found that that is the best combination to use for double drops. So if you have any other video suggestions, just let me know. The more efficient we get, the better we are, right? So I don't know everything about Evony, but what I have mastered, I do like to share it with others. Thank you. Bye.